We are back to talk 90-Day Fiancé, The Last Resort.
Yeah.
And this episode was a little light. I think it was mainly about Kalani and Asuelu.
Yes.
We have some other little things we can get into, but what are some of your overall takeaways about the episode?
I'm just like, why are Molly and Kelly here? Why are Kalani and Asuelu here? Like, get them off the show.
Kalani. Oh, Kalani. Oh, sorry.
Kolini is her sister.
That's right. I'm sorry. Can't keep it together.
Kolini's the sister.
What do you mean? Why are they there? I think for me, I'm really coming around to the way of thinking that Asuelu and Kalani are in a real relationship, real marriage. I think Asuelu is really fighting for that. I think he's here in good faith is what I'm saying.
He is.
I don't think Kalani is here in good faith because she's banging the side dude 100%. And she wants to be with the side dude.
Yep.
But everything that led up to this moment, I think, is very interesting.
Oh, I
real.
agree. Yeah, it's kind of made me change my opinion on Kalani a
Oh,
little
really?
bit. Just a little bit.
How so?
Well, I feel for Kalani a little bit more.
Okay.
And Asuelu's a dum-dum. He's a big, dum-dum.
He's just not that bright.
Just
not
stupid.
bright. And God bless.
God bless him.
Do you think
Jesus?
I don't even want to ask that question. I'm going to just stop right there.
I'm
not going to ask it because I don't want to. I just don't think he's that bright, you know, and he's also not intuitive necessarily.
No, not at all.
But we learned a lot about him in this episode. For example, well, they were trying to make the connection between his Samoan culture and his propensity for infidelity.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was married to my own Samoan.
And I was going to ask you, was he cheating on you like
he
that?
He never
all the time?
cheated on me. No, I have never been cheated on in my life.
Wow, really?
Never. Well, would you look at me?
I mean,
do you think you would risk anything for that? You would not risk a thing, honey.
No, girl.
That I know of. I mean, that
Wow.
I know of. But I do not think he didn't know. And he's still in love with me.
Yeah.
He's still in love with me.
Like, would he leave his wife for you? To this day.
Oh my God, I always think to myself, are they watching this? Because they're still
Would he
stalking
watch
me.
this?
No. And I haven't told him about it or anything. But he reaches out on the Facebook and the Messenger and
Why
stuff.
don't you block him?
Well, because he's a nice person.
You like to be wanted.
My husband, of course, chase me, baby. My husband doesn't mind. He's not a threat or anything.
No, not at all.
But no, I never heard this from him. But then again, he was born in America.
Right.
In Oakland, California. But his father was straight from Samoa. And I'm not sure if that was ever something that was in their relationship, his parents' relationship, infidelity.
Interesting.
I don't know. But so say that it is a part of Asuelu's culture in Samoa.
Yeah.
And this is just what dudes do. Do you think that gives him a pass in this relationship, or do we give him a little bit of grace because of that?
I mean, I don't think it necessarily gives him a pass per se, but I do have a little bit of understanding and grace for him because I can't really blame him, like, especially if he's like traveling down to Samoa. I'm not justifying his behavior, obviously, but I'm saying when he's influenced by his family and his peers and stuff in Samoa, like, I can understand how it would lead to that. And if everybody there, like, Kalani knows this about their culture. She's like, oh, married men hit on me all the time and hit on my sister all the time, and we're getting propositions. Like, okay, well, you kind of knew what you were getting into a little bit. That's just like my whole thing with Kalani. I understand she's deeply insecure, and that's why she's dealt with this for so long. But like at a certain point in time, girl, worthy up. Hashtag worthy up.
You gotta worthy up.
Like,
yeah, and if you let him do it, and if there's no consequence, he's like a big toddler.
Exactly.
He's just gonna keep on doing it.
Right.
But I mean, I think we've got to give him a little more responsibility because I think it's easy to say that he's a ding dong.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand.
Right.
He's not from America. But I feel like once you enter into a marriage covenant and you have an agreement, maybe you do it one time and then you talk about that shit and have a conversation and you never do it again.
Right.
But he did it apparently 10 to 12 times.
Well, let's talk about this.
Let's talk about this.
Let's talk about this because the way Kalani was framing it was that it was 12 times. And I'm like, there's no way 12 separate girls were fucking Asuelu. Okay. So she's elaborating on it. It sounds like there was like one or two physical cheatings when he was back in Samoa before she brought him to America. and then he came to America and that stopped.
I don't know if it stopped. I think
That's
there
what
might
it
have been
sounded
one
like.
or two others.
Well, it sounded like she said it stopped and then he started purchasing OnlyFans porn.
That sounded more recent. But I mean, how long have they been married? Like 5 years?
Like
Not
6
that long, right?
years, something like that.
Yeah, so I think a lot of the cheating happened when he was in Samoa or visiting Samoa. I think that there was one or two real life girls in America, which is shocking to me.
Oh
It's
my
shocking
God,
to me.
that is shocking.
And then a bunch of OnlyFans girls that he was soliciting and getting off to online, which is not the same thing.
Exactly.
If you have an agreement though, and if you know this is hurting my wife and you do it, that's still a betrayal, but it is not the same kind of betrayal.
Cheating necessarily.
But I mean, he's been cheating straight up from the beginning, and the most recent time with the Yeast Mouth.
Right. Back in Samoa.
Yeah, when he got a BJ from Yeast Mouth.
Right. Oh, God.
Can you imagine?
Nasty.
Ooh. Yeasty cooter, yeaster mouth,
dude.
yeasty mouth. No, thank you. No.
So gross. And it just makes me think too, like if he didn't make that call to her and show her his tongue like a dummy and be like, what is this? Why is my tongue white? Like she probably would never have known that he got that BJ.
Of course not.
Samoa. So that's where I'm like, I understand Kalani's side a bit more. And it makes a lot more sense too with Kolini and her hatred of Asuelu in all of these seasons because they never brought any of this up in prior 90-day seasons. So I'm like, okay, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I get it now. And now it makes me hate you guys a little bit less. I still don't like Kalani.
Yeah, I
don't think
like
she's
her
a
too.
good person.
No, I think she's a bully.
She's
I
pretty
think
toxic.
She's a very toxic person.
Yeah.
And I think Kolini has contributed to the downfall of this marriage by siding with Kalani and, ganging up against Asuelu, who may not necessarily understand the entire nuance of what's happening in this situation. But I can also sympathize with Kolini because I've been that friend who was a best friend to somebody who was getting cheated on, getting abused, getting just the raw end of the stick, let's say, and being there for years and like hearing all of that and encouraging them, like, let's make a plan. Let's get you out of here. Let's do something different. And them never doing it like for years and years and years, and how much that is to carry.
Yeah.
Much less Kolini being her sister.
Right.
I'm a friend or whatever. I'm not always around the person, but if it's your sister and she loves you like your sister and she's seeing this guy treat you this way, that has got to be hard. I get why she hates Asuelu.
Oh, totally. And he just keeps doing it. And like, even in this episode, he's crying about it. And I understand he's crying because of pain, because he feels bad that he's hurt her so much. And now he's finally coming to the realization after years of doing this.
Only after it was done to him, though.
Exactly. Of like, he's finally come to this realization of, oh, well, you're so important to me and I want to make this work. And it's like, well, too little, too late, bro. Mm-hmm. And Kalani is trying to console him, which I found kind of gross.
I totally get that. I've been there too. No, because she knows that even though he's done bad things, that he doesn't have a bad heart.
Right.
She knows that he, again, is here to really save his marriage. There's nothing he wants more than to keep his family intact. And she knows in that moment when they're talking to that doctor that she does not want that and that she's going to have to break his heart. And so she's trying to be compassionate and she's trying to soften the blow. I really felt for her, honestly, Beatrice, when she said, recounting all of these things that he has done to me makes me so disgusted with myself that I would put somebody above me to such an extent that they would hurt me like this and I would stay. I really felt that too.
I felt that for her too. So that's where I shifted my gate. I'm like, okay. And she was crying like so genuinely and I just felt all of her pain. And then Kolini is just being really silent. I didn't like that Kolini was there during this whole session.
Why does she need to be there?
Like, she did not need to. That was not appropriate for her to be there, personally speaking. But I mean, as we see in the preview, Kolini does call out Kalani and is like, you need to be honest with Asuelu because he thinks that you guys are trying to reconcile this marriage and you're
already checked out. The only reason you're here is for a check.
Yep.
You don't really want this and he needs to know that.
Yep.
Well, in the preview, it looks like he tries to call her or something.
And she doesn't answer.
She doesn't answer and or she's not there. And he just gets a feeling, like a sinking, sick feeling, like something's going on. And I'm wondering with my raccoon brain, is that side piece coming over here?
I bet it's him.
To the Keys, to the resort, to the Isla Bonita.
Yeah.
Resort or whatever, Bella Isla. I
Yeah.
love it. I want to see it.
I want to see it so bad. I just hope they don't like prolong that because we still haven't even seen the stripper episode. I'm like, it's been.
Well, can we talk about that?
Come on.
In the context of this session with Kalani and Asuelu, because next week he's going to the titty bar. He's getting titties smashed into his face. He looks like he's loving it because the doctor thinks he's a legitimate bona fide sex addict.
Yeah.
And so doesn't he think that that would probably hurt Kalani? Like, if you want to save your marriage and keep your family together, is it really such a good thing to go to a strip bar, Asuelu, or are you too dumb to know that?
I think he's too dumb because he even asks Jovi at the strip bar in the preview. He's like, is this cheating? And Jovi's like, no, it's not cheating. He's like, I love this.
God, he is toxic as
pretty
fuck too. Despicable. He's pretty despicable.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to, I guess, Jovi and Yara. There wasn't a whole lot there. They were talking about their sex. She needs a massage. He needs a blowjob. And she should understand that she can have sex whenever she wants it. She can get it when she wants it. And I have to work harder for it. So she should give it to me more easily, I guess. He doesn't want to work for it is what it sounded like. I hate him. Why is she married to him?
I wrote down what he wrote on his whiteboard. Because I thought it was so ridiculous. This is Jovi's ideal sex night.
Okay.
Blowjob, move on to missionary, then go to doggy style, then more blowjob. And then the last thing he wrote was come after she comes.
Oh my God. Can
you imagine a sexual encounter with this dude? It sounds like a frat boy.
Yeah.
Like a frat boy who's just like
very
addicted
immature.
to porn.
Yep.
It's ridiculous to me. And then for him to like turn the whole entire session back around on him, he's like, no, I think you need to give me more attention. When Yara's literally just like, can you just like caress me a little bit?
Warm me up a little bit.
Like,
get me in the
get
mood.
me in the mood and make me feel pretty and sensual. And then I will do whatever you want, Papa. And he's just like, no, blow me more.
Yeah.
Like,
I shouldn't have to
wild.
work this hard. He's really toxic masculinity.
Oh, God.
I mean, and I don't throw that around a lot, but
Right.
he really is. He has the wrong idea about relationships, his role in them, and sex, and how to value and truly love a woman.
Right. He's just like, oh, well, you can get it whenever you want because whenever you want it, I'm down. But it's like, that's not the point, bro.
And it's not even about love with him. It's not about making love. It's really just about getting your rocks off.
Yep.
It's just about fucking cooming.
That's it.
That's why he's really vapid and gross. And I don't think this relationship is going to stand the test of time. I think she's going to move back to Europe. I hope she absconds with the baby, moves to Prague with her mother, meets a billionaire European, moves to Switzerland, has a great life. And Jovi, go work on the oil rig with your big old head, with your big old fucking head.
And go fuck your strippers.
Go fuck your strippers that you have in your phone, which I would have killed you for by now.
For sure.
3 to 4 times over.
For sure.
And have a great life. If that's what you value, then go fucking do that. And then be a 50-year-old loser with no wife. Your children live in Europe.
Yeah.
Just fucking going to the strip club. Have you ever been to a strip club, bitch?
No, I've never been actually my whole life.
Oh, I've been many times.
To like women strip clubs or male strip clubs?
Women and men.
Oh my God.
And I mention it because there are all kinds of men that go to the strip club. There's young men, little military guys just trying to have a nice night out. And then there's the sad fucking old men.
Oh yeah, that's
the
Jovi.
50, the 60, the 45, beer belly, walrus mustache, nursing a fucking Miller Lite. Just there looking at that pussy so hard, just staring at that fat cat baby, so into it. It's disgusting.
Nasty.
And that's who he is.
That's totally who he is.
And that's loser AF material. Jovi, that's you.
And I don't know why Yara even sticks around for him. Like, I don't know why she holds so much value in their relationship and like tries to get all pretty for him and tries to be sweet to him. Like, he sucks.
She tries to be pretty. She's getting her tasteful plastic surgery. Maybe not so much for him, but more to appease that inner child stuff where she felt less than and was critiqued as a child by her parents.
Sad.
she couldn't eat this. You know, she was
Yeah.
always worried about how she looked. And she's doing it because she's competing with the strippers that he idolizes.
Right.
It's not really for her. It's to kind of heal a wound. And that's the scary kind of plastic surgery, because right now it's tasteful,
Right.
but you're never going to get to Jovi. You're never going to get him to change. You're always going to get bigger tits, bigger fucking ass, more
Bigger
Botox,
lips.
fucking fillers, and pretty soon you're the cat lady.
Or you're like Darcy and Stacy.
Come on.
Please don't end up
Stop
like that.
now. Stop now. You look great.
She looks fantastic right now.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do anymore.
I can't stand him, the way he
I know.
disrespects her. It's so disrespectful what
It's
he's
so
doing.
gross.
Moving on, we have Angela trying on bathing suits for Mykal. And can I just ask you a question?
Yeah.
Mykal acts like she's a sexy woman.
He's faking.
Do you think that maybe there's a world where, like in an alternate parallel dimension and or universe, that his dick's getting hard as she's modeling bathing suits for him?
Look, maybe in the past because there was a time where she was a little bit bigger, okay?
Uh-huh.
And she had bigger boobies.
Okay.
And she had gotten a breast reduction. That's why they're as small as they are now. But when she got that breast reduction, he was not happy about it because he liked her for how big her breasts
Okay.
were. And he like flaunted that. So I think at the time when she had the big old boobies, he probably did get hard for her
Because he
sometimes.
could fixate on the boobies and just
Yes.
sort of black everything else out.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
But now, in this current physique, he keeps saying things like, yeah, I love to pleasure her from afar. It's like, yeah, because you don't have to touch her.
Right. I don't have to be in the room.
I don't have to be around her.
Yeah.
But like her just like trying on that one swimsuit where she looks like a canned cranberry thing, cylinder.
Like a trussed up ham. Yeah.
I'm just like deeply disturbed.
But at the same time, I kind of have to love it because
What?
she's very confident. I mean, she loves herself. She's a sexy Mima Beatrice. She feels herself so deeply that she is putting on the most risque lingerie and bathing suit
You
attire.
were giving her too much credit.
No, I wish that I could feel that way, like so confident myself. Like that is a level of confidence that I aspire to. But I mean, it could also be delusion.
Yeah, I
Maybe
think
it's
a bit
delusion. Like fake it till you make it. I don't know. But I just, wow. And then she gets that red dress with a big slit down the back. Which shows her Spanx.
I know.
Like, why are you wearing Spanx with a slit? I mean, we see your Spanx. I mean, I guess.
I mean, that's fine, I guess. And then she bends over to show Mykal, and he's like, oh, yeah. So
what's
monotonous.
his end game here? Is he trying to get to America?
I think it's to get to America, but I'm like, dude, there's so many other easier ways to do this.
Like, he's a genuinely kind and nice person.
I know.
And I feel like he could court and potentially marry somebody else that would be nice to him and not scream at him and beat his car with a bat.
Right, I know.
Oh, Lord. Did you catch her saying that the waiter was looking at her?
Yeah, okay.
It's not for the reason that you think, Angela. Okay, it's not.
because you're a spectacle.
That's right. Stop.
She did say that Mykal got her cooter tingling, though, on the beach.
I don't need to hear that language from her. Or you.
I have to remind you because it's burned in my mind.
I'm surprised she feels anything good.
I know.
Once again, good for her. Hey,
You know,
that's great.
props to you, I guess.
We've got Liz and Ed going to pet sharks.
Yeah, which is just boring.
Very boring, but ultimately we get to this scene where Ed tells Liz that he was invited to the strip club.
Yeah.
And here Ed shows up like a top G. And he's like, I like your fucking boobs. Your boobs are great.
Yeah.
I don't need to see all these fucking boobs. I'm 57 years old, bitch.
Yep.
Been there, done that. I love you.
Yeah.
But I need to tell you.
Yeah.
Because he wants to stir it, right? He wants to stir the pot.
Of course.
I have to tell you that they told me not to tell you because it's a secret.
Yeah.
And Liz says, well, you just earned my trust, big guy.
Oh, God.
You just earned my trust. I'm going to cowgirl you tonight so hard. Oh, my God.
I don't want to think about
Maybe tonight you can actually get the pee-pee in the vajayjay.
No.
I'll ride it so hard. I'll ride that shit so hard. We could 69. You could eat the box. I could fish around for your little guppy. Put that guppy in my mouth. So she was excited that I told her the truth. It's crazy.
It got her cooter tingling.
Oh God.
For
the
Big
whole
Ed.
thing. Throw him in the pool with the sharks.
Oh God.
So that's going to obviously come back to bite everybody in the ass.
Of course.
And it's going to be a mess.
Yep.
And I can't wait to see it. Last but not least, we have goddamn Kelly and Molly. And who could care less than me? Nobody. Nobody
I'm
could
just glad
care
that
less.
they're finally over it. Like, this is so fucking stupid. Molly coming down to the beach looking like Michael Jackson and her fucking high heels and her sunglasses and her hat. I'm just like,
She's always got a look, right? She's
Yeah.
always like
She's a
trying to
boss bitch.
give. And I'm like, it's not working.
Slay bae.
It's giving not good. It's giving bad.
It looks really
It's giving
bad.
desperation. It's given I've had a hysterectomy,
Yep.
but I'm still sexy. I still get wet. I mean, it's just giving too much.
Totally.
Stop.
Totally. Because she also thinks she's sexy. Sekxi.
And she's pretty. Don't get me wrong. She's got a voluptuous body. She's got a lot going for her. She owns a business, but she's mean.
Yeah.
She's a mean person, and you can really tell in her conversations with Kelly, because I think Kelly is fundamentally a nice person.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he did some things wrong.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe he didn't jump up and mow her lawn as soon as she wanted him
Right.
to. But goddamn, he worked and retired as an NYPD officer, and he just wants to give me like a few months to just decompress
For
and
real.
figure out my shit. But no, Molly wants to boss you around,
Yep.
and this is all they talk about. And I'm tired, and I'm so glad he left, but I think he's coming back.
What?
Well, Liz asks her in the preview, do you think he's coming back? I bet he's going to be at the strip club. They're going to probably call their boy Kelly, like, Kelly, come over to the strip club with us.
Because
We're
now
going
you're
to see him
single.
again.
Ugh.
Yes.
This is where I was like, why are you even here? I mean, obviously Molly's here to plug her fucking business.
Yeah.
And for the TLC paycheck. But like, she hates this dude. She doesn't want to be with him. It's just so stupid. But I do have a little bit of hot goss with this.
Oh,
About Molly.
okay.
So there was a post made on an Instagram account called @MaryPants.
Okay.
And it's like a weird hodgepodge of a bunch of videos about Molly. It starts off with Molly's daughter Olivia in like a TikTok live or something, talking about how her mom has always been violent, and she's been violent in every past relationship that she can remember, and all of her ex-boyfriends. She was violent to her business partner,
Wow.
Cynthia.
Right.
And in this video, it also had screenshots of Cynthia's police report against Molly.
So Cynthia's the girl that she used to do pillow talk with, right?
Yeah.
That funny girl that drank
Cynthia
wine with her.
Decker or something like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Yeah. And in the police report, she was saying that Molly punched her in
Really?
the head. Yeah.
Keep your damn hands to yourself, lady. You're almost 50 years old out here hitting people.
Yes. And Olivia's daughter said, sorry, not Olivia's daughter, Molly's daughter, Olivia, said that if you say something that Molly doesn't like, then she will just straight up punch you.
Holy
like
shit.
she's a very violent person. And then there's videos in this post of Luis, back when she was dating him, recording her like berating him and yelling at him.
Really?
Yeah. And then I guess there's also another video at the end of Luis talking about how, yeah, she was violent to him in their relationship.
Wow.
So allegedly she's a violent abuser.
Well, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
But it kind of tracks to
Uh-huh.
me just because of like the energy that she gives when they're having conversations. Like it doesn't need to be that way.
Mm-mm.
You could kind of just soften it a little bit.
Yep.
Could be a little bit kinder to get your point across. You don't have to be with him. If it's not
Right.
going to work, that's okay.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be so hard.
I know.
Like masculine energy hard. Like tone it down a little bit. Guys don't typically like that.
Nope. And especially when you're constantly talking about how he's just like a piece of shit low
Right,
life. Like
right.
she's not even being nice when she's saying like, go get a job. Like you're lazy. You don't do anything. You don't care about me. You don't take care of me. And like, I don't know, last episode she mentioned to the girls that Kelly apparently wasn't attentive to her when she had her hysterectomy surgery, and she was fucked up for it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't do anything. So maybe,
I don't believe her. I don't
yeah,
think
that's
she's
what
a
I'm like-
reliable narrator.
yeah.
I don't think we can trust her. And the only time in this entire season that we've seen her nice is when he's packing.
Yep.
Then she softens her voice,
Narc.
softens her energy. Can I help you pack? Can I help you take your things to the van?
I just want to say I'm sorry that it ended this way.
Well, we could have started with that.
Right.
Why couldn't we have started from that place? You guys could have probably ended up being friends or something, but you came in so hard, like, damn.
And then telling him that you don't love him. And he's like, well, why am I even here?
Right. Over and over and over again.
God.
They were speaking. I saw their mouths moving, but I wasn't listening because it's the same shit they've been saying this entire time. Super turbo boring.
Yep.
Get off my television set. Get out of the dumpster.
Get out of here.
No room for you, Molly, you bully.
For real.
Keep your hands to yourself. I'd like you to try that on me, baby.
Catch me outside.
Catch me outside. She'd beat my ass probably. She would beat my ass bad. But then you'd step in.
I would.
Shit. Game over.
Yeah.
All right, then we get to the preview. We see that Jovi's mom got some dumb little secret, and
it's gonna be nothing.
Molly tells Liz Kelly's gone. Liz is like, but is he coming back? Because I think production already told her. So Kalani is not picking up Asuelu's call, so he's
she's
worried.
fucking her side piece.
And Kolini's like, you gotta tell him the truth. And so hopefully next week we could get to the truth.
I hope it's going to be more entertaining, and I hope there's some more sex stuff because it's funny.
The more disgusting it is, the more fun you and I have.
That's what I love the show.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like we're talking about some deep issues in a marriage, but I really want to talk about dildos, lingerie, fat cats. I always want to say hot box. Fat cats and razor blades. That's when we're in our element, Beatrice.